Video problem 93, oxidation numbers. Determine what is being oxidized and what is being reduced in the following redox reactions. Well, what we want to do is we want to assign oxidation states, and then from that we can figure out what's being oxidized, what's being reduced. So here, zinc is an element, so it has an oxidation state of 0. Right? Over here, hydrogen is an element, has an oxidation state of 0. In this case, group 17, so it's a -1. Hydrogen's positive 1. In this case, chlorine is -1, zinc is positive 2, and I know that because that's an ionic compound. Okay, so let's take a look. Zinc is going from 0 to positive 2, right? So if zinc goes from 0 to zinc 2 plus positive 2. So how do you do that? Well, you do that by losing electrons. So that must mean that the zinc is oxidized. How do I know that it's losing electrons? Because if I become more positive, I had to have lost something that is negative. Right? Notice that the chlorine is going from -1 to -1, so the chlorine isn't doing anything. But the hydrogen is going from positive 1 to 0. So how do you go from a positive 1 to a 0? Well, you had to have gained electrons. You had to have gained something negative. So that must mean that the hydrogen ion is reduced. Okay, let's look at the next one. Again, we're going to assign an oxidation state. So here's the hydrogen ion, so that's a positive 1. Here's oxygen, that's -2. So the manganese is positive 7. The chloride is -1. The manganese is positive 2. The oxygen is -2. Hydrogen is positive 1. Oxygen is -2. Chlorine, let's break that one up. Let's bring that on down here. So this is HClO. Right. We're going to break that up into H plus and ClO minus. So that means oxygen is -2. So chlorine has to be positive 1. Here, hydrogen is positive 1. Okay, so let's take a look. Hydrogen's positive 1, still positive 1. Manganese, positive 7 over here, positive 2 right there. So it went from positive 7 to positive 2. The only way to do that is to gain things that are negative. So if the manganese, and it's in the permanganate, is going to manganese 2 plus, we said that it is gaining electrons, which is reduction. So that means the permanganate is being reduced. Okay, see what else we have. Oxygen is -2 still. The chloride is -1. And here, so let me show you. -1. There, it's positive 1. So the chloride's going from -1 to positive 1. So how do you do that? Well, you can only do that by losing electrons, right? If it loses one electron, it becomes 0. Loses another electron, it becomes positive 1. So that must mean that the chloride is being oxidized.